we're going to try to get through this as fast as possible because I don't want to film this a second time and the fans are off, so it's going to get really hot in here really fast. Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and sorry that it's been a little while. It's been longer than I expected. I wanted to get this video out last week, and I actually filmed it once, but the audio was really bad. The mic wasn't plugged in all the way, and I just kind of had a rough week. I wasn't all there mentally, and nope. It was just not a good week to film. So I am back today, and I missed you. Today we are reviewing Ninth House. This is my first, one book dedicated review, and I don't know how many of these I'll do. But I wanted to get a video out, and I bought a copy of this one. And if you are new to my channel, I only buy copies, physical copies of books, if I'm out and about and I have no other option. But normally, if I really like the book is when I buy a copy of it. So spoiler alert, for this review. I bought a copy, a physical copy. It is beautiful. It has, the snake on the front that has, the shine to it. Look at that. The inside jackets are kind of like a taupey gray with snakes. The head is on the back right here. And the one thing I was kind of sad about with this copy, there are two different versions of Ninth House. One has a red and something colored snake where the head is up, it's faced up. And on that one, if you take the dust jacket off on the spine, it has the snake scales. So this one doesn't. And I was a little sad about that, but I like the cover and the dust jacket so much that I'll probably just keep the dust jacket on it. But yeah, I bought this, a physical copy. I read it from the library around the 4th of July. And on the 4th of July, I read the whole book. And I had to have a copy. So first and foremost, disclaimer, dark academia is my jam. I don't know why. Maybe because I was an October baby and I was really raised on all of that dark October fall feeling. My family really embraced that. So I read a Truly Devious series and I loved it, and that's kind of YA, dark academia. I added A Secret History by Donna Tartt to my cart because I'm just going to kind of pray that I like it and buy it. I want to read the Vicious series and all the other V.E. Schwab books. Those are also on my list. So yeah, dark academia. If it wasn't 100 degrees outside, I have a lot of dark academia, aesthetically inspired outfits that I probably would have worn. Instead, I am wearing a Bokuto shirt. So let's take a moment of peace for Haikyuu that ended after 8 years, the manga. If you haven't read or watched Haikyuu, please do. Or if you want to talk about it, I am here to talk about it all day. It is probably the best, both manga and anime additions together. I love them. It's about a volleyball team. Really off topic here, but so good. I'll talk more about it probably in another video that I want to do just about manga and anime. But yeah, back to the review. I have notes on my phone just to make sure I don't get this off track. So Ninth House, I'll kind of give you a small synopsis. Ninth House is about a girl named Galaxy or Alex Stern, and basically she's the sole survivor of this mass homicide where she was found in this drug den kind of, and she was found with an overdose in her body. So she's the only survivor, and this secret society called, oh my gosh, I looked up the pronunciation, Lethe, it's Greek, found by this society named Lethe in the hospital because she can essentially see greys or ghosts, and this is very powerful and very helpful to the secret society. So she is recruited by the secret society that operates out of Yale, they oversee the Yale campus, and they oversee 8 different magical entities or groups, houses. So they are the Ninth House, the overseers, hence the title of the book. I am sweating. Oh my gosh. But she has a guide that helps her, and his name is Darlington, but he is the Virgil to her Dante, because in Dante's Inferno, Virgil leads Dante into hell. So basically they're the magical overseers of this world, and they make sure that nobody oversteps or uses their magic for bad purposes or like hurts anybody outside of the magical realm. And basically, like, the thought is that all these actors or actresses or politicians or writers or musicians, a lot of them came through these like secret groups, and that's how they became so powerful or got their success. It's told in like kind of two different timelines. It starts in early spring, and that's like the first chapter, but then it goes back to the fall and the winter to kind of see how you got to the point where you are now in the spring. It has murder, mystery, magic, cute boys, a really cool magic system. I don't know, like anything that I could have wanted in a book, this book had. I've debated about going into spoilers in this review and just saying like, hey, if you've watched this is more of a discussion of the book, but maybe I'll do that in the future. I am not going to spoil anything, but if you've read this, I loved the ending. It definitely wraps up like the main mystery that happens in this book, but it sets up for the second one. I know that Leigh Bardugo has said that she wanted to write 5 to 7 Alex Stern books, but that she also obviously has a ton of other series that are really successful, so she might not get to that. But the ending of this book is so much like a found family, like found purpose, let's get the gang together kind of ending. And I loved it so much. Like, I want the next book out now. I think it's supposed to come out in 2021, but I want it now. I would have read it probably in a day. This is my first Leigh Bardugo book. Like, I haven't read any of her other works. And I know that this is her only, like, adult fiction book, which I didn't know going into it. I loved it. I don't know, I can't say it for the rest of her books, but I think that she has a really unique way of, like, building a world. And there was a lot of information in this book, but I never felt overwhelmed, which is kind of rare. Normally, if there's a lot of magic information, I don't know if you ever like the Bone Witch trilogy, but the Bone Witch had a lot of like systems and magic and things to understand, which this book did too. But in the Bone Witch, it was really hard for me to comprehend, and it took me reading like a long time to read, and I had to reread a couple things. And in this one, I felt like she divvied up the information in a really digestible way that felt natural and like congruent to the story. So you weren't, personally, I was never like, hey, what's going on? I'm really confused. So I also think that she did, trigger warning, this book does talk about like sexual assault and drugs and partying and just like murder and domestic abuse kind of. But Leigh Bardugo has a good way of slipping in like these more meaningful phrases and quotes that I wasn't expecting. And kind of like, some of the book is really lighthearted and jokey, and some of it's dark and hard, but she balances the two really well. I do want to read one quote that I saved because I really enjoyed it. And it was just an example of like why I think I connected with Bardugo's writing. And it says, "Did she seem depressed? She was distant. She didn't make many friends. She was struggling in her classes. All true. But would it have mattered if she'd been with someone else? If she'd been a social butterfly, they would have said she liked to drink away her pain. If she'd been a straight-A student, they would have said she'd been eaten alive by her perfectionism. There were always excuses for why girls died." Like, I don't know. I really enjoyed her writing. This was my first Leigh Bardugo book. It will not be my last. I have a feeling that I'll probably enjoy Six of Crows and King of Scars and Shadow and Bone. I have a feeling I'll enjoy all of those. So I am going to read them from the library. And I have a couple e-versions on my iPad. So I'm sure I'll love those and probably end up buying the physical copies too. But I don't know. I would recommend Ninth House, if you haven't read it, if you like dark academia, if you like magic, if you like murder mystery too, because I did not guess the murder mystery aspect, and there were aspects of this book that I literally like came out of left field that I loved. I like when I can't always guess them, or I like when I know the direction, but then there's an unexpected twist that I didn't account for. That's personally, I really enjoy. So yeah, Ninth House got a 5 out of 5 stars. And I would reread this. I might reread this around Halloween, to be honest. I'm a big mood reader. I have a lot of plans for videos around Halloween for thrillers and stuff like that. But, yeah. that was my review of Ninth House. It was kind of a mess. That's okay. I'm kind of a mess. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far. I'm almost to 50 subscribers on this channel, which seems crazy to me because this is just kind of something that I'm doing for fun, but I really appreciate all your support, like more than you could know. I know I've mentioned a book club. I will have a video out later this week, kind of a little more details, just kind of a very short introducing and how to sign up for it. But there is a Discord link down below just as an early sign up. If you do sign up, introduce yourself and pick 2 to 3 books that you would like to read, and we'll see if we have some books in common that we can pick for the month of August. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you later.